Okay, this is going to be a bit of a somber one. Gonna get straight into it. Demetri and Hawk, right? So from the minute season 6 dropped, part one, those police sirens, wasn't me. Essentially, I remember when the fight between these two started breaking out, and I'm gonna be real with you guys, I nearly got a bit misty-eyed. Primarily because every time these two have fought up till this point, it's always been dojo war, or it's been bullying, or it's been whatever. And that was sad enough. But now it's like these are brothers where their friendship has just legitimately been torn wide open. It's been torn apart. And to see, Eli go to a space where he wants to explore the world a little bit and, get a feel for other colleges or other lifestyles out there. Maybe MIT isn't for him. And I think that's relatable for a lot of kids. You spend your whole life, or even adults now, you spend your whole life thinking you wanted to do something, and then you're like, all of a sudden one day you wake up and you go, you know what, I don't want to do that anymore. That I wanted to be a police. Like, how many of us wanted to be a policeman or a fireman when we were a kid? Like, really? Like, how, and then literally five later, I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but 20 years later, you go, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. And Demetri is the opposite. He wants to go to MIT. He wants to do all of that. So to weigh up both perspectives here, Demetri is feeling heartbroken because he's always wanted to do it with his best friend. This is his best friend since childhood. This is like Steve and Bucky of Marvel. These two have been friends since they were babies, binary bros, intertwined, and they've had this dream ever since they were kids. They've probably talked about it for years. They probably had moments together when they were kids where they would draw like little MIT logos and things. And then fast forward all these years later, Eli drops the bombshell on you. Oh, I'm not going. How do you think Demetri's going to feel? Now, to play advocate for Hawk, Demetri's reaction and the way he goes about it is very much like Hawk feeling suffocated, like he can't, it's almost like he owes Demetri something. And that's where Hawk's frustration comes from. And it happens just before the flag contest, typical Hollywood fashion, happens just before the flag contest. And I knew ever since the trailer dropped, that shot of Demetri walking into shot with the mean mug and Hawk looking at him concerned and whatever else, I knew immediately something was off. And now we're here. To see them two start duking it out in the forest together, Eli offers. There's a moment before Eli offers his hand. Let's go through the whole thing, right? So Demetri has him in an armbar, echoing back to season 3 when Hawk had him in an armbar and then broke his arm. I've always been a huge advocate for Demetri's, resilience and forgiveness being highlighted as a personal thing of greatness. Like, this is your friend who tortured you, who bullied you, who damn near assaulted you on multiple occasions, broke your arm, almost like tortured you, right? Psychologically scaring you, and you forgive him like that. You go, oh, you want to help me win this thing? Yeah, we got the binary bros back. Yeah. Credit to Demetri. But I think there's a very powerful lesson there. Someone forgiving you instantaneously on a good day, it may get brought up on a bad day. Because Demetri forgave him quite quickly. And I think it's a lesson that one day, when you have an argument, something can resurface. Case in point, these two. So he has him in an armbar. He's like, how do you like it? This is Demetri getting a taste of that power. And that's why I said before the season started, it's basically like giving Demetri the symbiote from Spider-Man, giving him the Venom symbiote. He's on symbiote energy right now of like, nothing can touch me. I'm unfazable. There's I don't know if that's a word. There's nothing that can touch my energy. He has Hawk in an armbar. How do you like it? He's getting a taste of power. Hawk puts him in his place swiftly and reminds him, you're not that guy, pal. You're just not that guy. Like, I love Demetri, but you're not that guy. Puts him on his ass. Hawk then offers him a hand up. Demetri proceeds to kick the daylights out of him and send him over a rock. Now, people say that Hawk was nerfed in that moment. That's not nerfed. Hawk getting kicked over a rock is not nerfed. Hawk getting kicked over a rock and doing nothing about it, that's interesting. I think it's more of a shock. Hawk is more so shocked and I'd say heartbroken. The fact that, they're not going to the same place together. They're not going to Barcelona together. They're going to the world tournament where they've literally been told people can get their head taken off, And now all of this baggage has come full circle. Everything's on the chopping block. Eli doesn't know what to make of it. And it's a role reversal. It puts Eli in the position that he put Demetri in. Now, I've said since the minute season 6 dropped that Demetri and Kwon are going to have similar arcs. Hold your brakes. You may go, what on earth? There's a reason. Demetri and Kwon are cocky right now. They're cocky, they're arrogant, they're disrespectful, they're about themselves. They're on symbiote energy. The difference is Kwon can back it up. Kwon has the skill, the talent, and the drive to back it up, and the determination, and the prowess, the unrelenting advance. Demetri does not. Demetri has only just started to embrace this cocky side of himself. He's about to enter Season 2 Hawk era. This boy is going to get dropped in that tournament faster than a freaking cinder block on a pile of cards. Like, honestly, he may have moments where he shines, and he may have moments where he puts in work, but with the context of the tournament and who's going and the way they're building up Korean Cobra Kai and all this talk of Axel and people like that, Demetri's head is coming clean off his shoulders. And could it be Hawk because he's rocking the red, white, and blue and it's a Rocky IV reference to Apollo Creed? Yeah, it could happen. But I feel like Demetri's the one that's going to get on that chopping block. And to me, there's no... What made it so heartbreaking watching these two fight in the forest is if you've seen any fighting movie worth a damn, or you've watched anime or whatever, you know what's going to happen. Demetri's going to give him the cold shoulder in the whole tournament. Maybe they make peace a little bit. Head, bang. Now imagine that. Demetri drops down. Demetri is the one character no one has any beef with. Robbie and Demetri, when Robbie was on a separate side, he still had that little smile when Demetri went toe-to-toe with him. Miguel and Demetri have never had any issues, as far as we're aware. And Demetri and Hawk have always been inseparable. Yes, they've been on opposite sides, but they always came back together. And Sam and Demetri have always gotten along. He's the one connective tissue piece that links a lot of the characters together. To see him go down, I think, is necessary. It's a necessary plot device to push the story along and to raise the stakes for the characters at play. And it's going to give Hawk some serious motivation. Now, do I think Hawk's going to win the Sekai Taikai? No, but I've been wrong before. And there's going to be moments where Hawk absolutely shines. And I feel like the minute Demetri goes down, that's Hawk's spotlight right there, baby. Hawk's coming into the scene. And Jacob Bertram did say Hawk wins a major fight or something, or he does a great feat. So we can't wait to see what that is. But guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know, if you agree with any of the points that I raised as per the norm. But let me know what your thoughts are on this little dynamic between them. And I know people are like, oh, Demetri's getting axed, blah, blah, blah. And even I've said it. But let's be real. The day that happens, it's not going to be a fun day. Because I have a very funny feeling, regardless of the Sekai Taikai ending in part 2. This is why I say it doesn't matter. If Robbie ends up winning the Sekai Taikai, cool. But that doesn't mean his character arc's done. Primarily because when the Sekai Taikai ends, I think that's when the real fun's beginning. And the reason why Demetri gets KO'd in part 2, and you don't know if he's okay or not. Going into part 3, if we're really in a 3-act structure, the second act is the darkest one. So yeah, we may get a win. However, Tori may still be on the other side. Robbie will probably get injured post-tournament, whether he wins or not. Demetri is definitely getting injured. Terry Silver's coming back into the fold. Like, all these things that are going to happen, Demetri is a huge component of it, and I would pull that trigger. I wouldn't kill him, but I would echo Season 3 Miguel vibes. Or Season 2 finale, where we don't know. And going into Season 3, you have no idea if Demetri's fine or not. You have no idea. And then you don't find out till way later. In part 3. I would do that. I know people wouldn't like it, but you need some emotional gravity. And I think pulling that cord is necessary. And it's going to be hard to watch, And to be honest, before I end, I want to give a quick shout out to Yasmin. Yasmin's responsible for this too. And this, to me, I know people may say, oh, I'm looking in too deep into this. I don't like what Yasmin was doing to Demetri one little bit. She was like, no, it wasn't like have confidence in yourself. It was like, no, be a cocky asshole. I don't want to hear that from you. That's loser talk. It's almost like You're telling him what to do. So now Demetri feels like he has to step his game up 50 notches. And now he's overcompensating. This boy's going to get knocked out. Like, ouch. See you in another video very soon. Demetri and Eli, binary brothers.